I'm gonna play something and tell me what you think.
Today, while we come from a celebration of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then we come here to celebrate a police officer who was shot yesterday. Another police officer still in this hospital while she goes home to her family with a bullet wound in her arm. We have to remember that police officers are putting themselves at risk each and every day, but we also have to recognize how much our streets have deteriorated, where perps are not afraid to carry a gun and use it. Think about it, pulling out a gun and shooting, trying to kill 2 New York City police officers without fear. Right after we watch a video where a perp is struggling with a police officer who's working in one of our businesses. There's no respect by the perps or fear of the police by them. We have to now recognize that our elected officials made egregious mistakes by changing the laws that take away the fear on the streets. The public is tired. Our police officers are weary. We need now to do a reset. We need to have a reset in the next administration that says, let's look at everything. Let's fix the problems. Let's do it right. And then let's allow our police officers with authority to go out in the streets and take those guns. Yes, there's always guns on the street. Yes, there's always been guns on the street. But now we have to add the fear of carrying them and using them. We have to realize today, while we come from...
I'm going to play it again so we can really get a sense of what this man is saying.
A celebration of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then we come here to celebrate a police officer who was shot yesterday. Another police officer still in this hospital while she goes home to her family with a bullet wound in her arm. We have to remember that police officers are putting themselves at risk each and every day, but we also have to recognize how much our streets have deteriorated, where perps are not afraid to carry a gun and use it. Think about it, pulling out a gun and shooting, trying to kill 2 New York City police officers without fear. Right after we watch a video where a perp is struggling with a police officer who's working in one of our businesses. There's no respect by the perps or fear of the police by them. We have to now recognize that our elected officials made egregious mistakes by changing the laws that take away the fear on the streets. The public is tired. Our police officers are weary. We need now to do a reset. We need to have a reset in the next administration that says, let's look at everything. Let's fix the problems. Let's do it right. And then let's allow our police officers with authority to go out and take those guns. Yes, there's always guns on the street. Yes, there's always been guns on the street. But now we have to add the fear of carrying them and using them.
Okay. I'm gonna play it one more time, and I'll pause it with some commentary.
We have to realize today, while we come from a celebration of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then we come here to celebrate a police officer who was shot yesterday.
Okay, they're celebrating that police officer that was shot yesterday. I saw something where they wheeled the police officer past, let's say, a few hundred cops. Like it was like a big ceremony. He talked about the celebrating of a holiday like Thanksgiving and celebrating. So getting shot is within their like group of people. It's a badge of honor to some degree to get shot because they're celebrating just like they celebrated Thanksgiving.
Police officer still in this hospital while she goes home to her family with a bullet wound in her arm. We have to remember that police officers are putting themselves at risk each and every day, but we also have to recognize how much our streets have deteriorated, where perps are not afraid to carry a gun and use it. Think about it, pulling out a gun and shooting, trying to kill 2 New York City police officers without fear. Right after we watch a video where a perp is struggling with a police officer who's working in one of our businesses. There's no respect by the...
I don't know what he meant by our businesses, because there was an officer who was in a fight and some huge struggle with someone while working in one of our businesses. When he says our, I have no idea what he meant. Someone needs to enlighten me. What does that mean, our? The police have businesses, or is our referring to the community as he is part of the community and a cop was working in this business? I don't know what I don't even know what that means.
Perps or fear of the police by them. We have to now recognize that our elected officials made egregious mistakes by changing the laws that take away the fear on the streets.
He says that they took away the laws because, in other words, people are now shooting cops because there's no more fear of the cops. And since there's no more fear of the cops, that has to do with the fact that they took away certain laws that allow cops to push fear.
Public is tired. Our police officers are weary. We need now to do a reset. We need to have a reset in the next administration that says, let's look at everything. Let's fix the problems. Let's do it right. And then let's allow our police officers with authority to go out in the streets and take those guns. Yes,
he wants the police to have the power to... He wants the police to be able to walk with the authority. The authority over the people. Police need to have laws through the new administration that's coming in, because out with the old, in with the new. I know that the new mayor is an ex-cop in New York City. He used to be a police officer. So now he's saying that he needs the new administration to allow the police to have this authority to promote the authority to take the guns, to take them, take the guns. Okay.
Always guns on the street. Yes, there's always been guns on the street, but now we have to add the fear of carrying them and using them. We have to realize today, while
we need to have the fear of carrying them and using them. In other words, when you walk out of your home, okay, and you grab your wallet, you grab your keys, some people grab their guns as well. And he's asking for the new administration to give authority to the police, so that when a person grabs their keys and their wallet and their gun, they're shaking their boots, terrified that they're actually walking around with a gun. How do you get people terrified of walking around with a gun? Let's hear this again.
Come from a celebration of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then we come here to celebrate a police officer who was shot yesterday. Another police officer still in this hospital while she goes home to her family with a bullet wound in her arm. We have to remember that police officers are putting themselves at risk each and every day, but we also have to recognize how much our streets have deteriorated, where perps are not afraid to carry a gun and use it. Think about it, pulling out a gun and shooting, trying to kill 2 New York City police officers without fear. Right after we watch a video where a perp is struggling with a police officer who's working in one of our businesses. There's no respect by the perps or fear of the police by them. We have to now recognize that our elected officials made egregious mistakes by changing the laws that take away the fear on the streets. The public is tired. Our police officers are weary. We need now to do a reset. We need to have a reset in the next administration that says, let's look at everything. Let's fix the problems. Let's do it right. And then let's allow our police officers with authority to go out in the streets and take those guns. Yes, there's always guns on the street. Yes, there's always been guns on the street. But now we have to add the fear of carrying them and using them. We have to realize today,
So they need to promote this fear. So I guess on the side of the police car where it says, what does it say? CPR. CPR. On the side of the police cars. I know the P is professionalism. The R is respect. I guess community respect, professionalism, respect, something to that effect. Now it needs to be fear. You need to put fear on the side of the car and acronym those damn letters. Because let me tell you, the only way to put fear in the heart of, well, he also says something interesting. He says that perpetrators no longer have respect for the police. Okay? And that they now need the authority to get the guns and push and promote the fear. And I talked about this before in the video where I talk about the female cop that wanted the Egg McMuffin. So if you were to look that up, the Egg McMuffin, police officer, Big Elvis the Chef, it'll pop up. Let me just think. I talked about the fact that there is no respect for the police any longer the way they used to be. There's no respect. When they see the police, all that respect that they were giving, all that power and all that respect that they were giving has been stripped. And it's not because of gun-toting hooligans that are running around making examples or trying to fearlessly shoot at police. It's kind of ignorant for this man to say how someone shot at 2 police officers without any fear. Like, how do you know that person's state of mind? And then this officer who's in charge, I believe, Pat Lynch, never speaks on how many cops have been shot. Doesn't speak on how many cops have been shot and killed. Because if he did that, everyone would just be like, whoa, that's not a lot. You know, this is all BS. This is all just another way to bring back the stop and frisk, to take away your 4th Amendment, to dig in your pockets, to pull you over under this authority that he's asking for. He's asking for authority to push fear. That's what he wants to do. He wants to push fear with this concept of authority. And it's really disgusting, if you let me tell it. It's really horrible to imagine that they're bringing back or wanting to even bring back stop and frisk. Stop and frisk never worked. It was truly a violation of your human rights, and truly a violation of the Constitution and the 4th Amendment and all that kind of stuff. And it just saddens me to imagine this city going back to that. I personally have never had to suffer from the stop and frisk. And the 1 or 2 times where I was approached by police, I was very, very clear that this is not a consensual stop. Is this a Terry stop? I would tell a police officer, is this a Terry stop? you suspect me of a crime? And they would just be like, get out of here. You think you know everything. Yeah, get out of here. All right, all right, all right. You know, it was always something like that. And it only happened to me 2 times in that like 10, 15-year period where they were doing the stop and frisk. I'm totally against stop and frisk. I'm not for it. I'm not with it. I think violating people's rights is all that will be done. The hatred for police will just continue and grow with that stop and frisk. I can't imagine my son coming home from school and they run up on him and they just go through all his stuff. You know, like this is what happens with this whole ruse that all these cops are getting shot by these fearless thugs running around with guns. Stop it. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. It's just, once again, the police want to be the only ones that have guns. They don't want anybody that's a citizen to have guns. New York City is ridiculous in their gun laws. Thought I would just share this and take a moment and just let you know like what's going on. Yeah, courtesy, professionalism, and respect. Thank you, LJ. Yeah, now they're gonna need a new acronym for fear. Fringing. I don't know. How are you? Thank you for checking out this small channel on YouTube. I'm just a guy like you. Whoa, okay. That was a deer. Damn, I wish I didn't turn it back to me. The deer was contemplating the jump, and I moved right around. Why is that deer on the highway like that? It was scary. You are appreciated. I think that's chocolate. I'll let you see my view. It would have been nice to capture that deer. What the heck is a deer doing on this highway like this? So scary. I guess that deer was trying to make his way to the Sawmill Parkway. video. He was in Texas. He went to pick up his son and got into a huge argument with the oh my God. I think it was tragic because, you know, you kill somebody whose girlfriend you with, and now, like, how's the son gonna look at you? Like, how are you gonna have a good relationship now? You know, like, I think the shooting was justified because he told the guy to get off his porch, came out with the gun, and the guy's response was, I'm gonna take the gun and shoot with it. I think, you know, you can't threaten to take a man's gun from him on his own porch. You know, and I do think that it was pretty horrible, like, as far as the domino effect of this for the family. You know, that domino effect is going to be crazy. Trying to get this thing to go back to oh, that looks pretty good. You know, that domino effect is going to be horrible. You know, this child lost his father because of some beef that his mother had about picking him up. Never was clear whether or not he was there or not. It was just really, really horrible. I preface that to say this. Let me look at it. I preface that to say this. It was a great thing that happened, though. It's a great thing that in this country, when you tell somebody get off your property, they better get off your property. Say all that stuff from the sidewalk. Anything you got to say, you can say it from the sidewalk. You on the property, and when a person tells you don't knock on my door again, get what I said get. Let me just tell you, man, it was a beautiful thing that he was able to lay that man down and not go to jail for that. I think it was horrible, of course, you know, but as far as law, as far as being an American, things like that happening is what is keeping us probably away from that stuff that these others are going through. You know, what they're going through in India, in Germany, and Australia. You know, these people don't have the ability to just reach and grab that weapon that, you know, that'll lay you down. So I think it was a good thing, especially getting it on video, because let me tell you, that guy that had that weapon was shorter than the guy who was threatening to take it from him. And for us to believe that he did not fear for his life is foolish. Because you got the gun doesn't mean it can't get taken from you. You know, a lot of people, they think they have all this heart and courage, and when they're faced with what should I do next, they end up you know, getting hurt. You know, I would have liked to see the little guy maybe kick his ass instead of laying him down, but you know, that's just hindsight. You know, like they could have went mano to mano, you know, throw the fist of cuffs up and get it popping. But no, instead he used his God-given right to lay somebody down if he feels like his life is threatened. And he did shoot at the floor too. He shot right at the ground, and that didn't even it never even shook the guy. The guy didn't even care. He didn't even care. He still kept coming, and he had his chest out, and he lost his life because of his ego. killed. Hopefully he's just in the next, he's leveled up. He's in the next, how you're driving in those video games and they go like, checkpoint. You're at the next level. Maybe he went right to the next checkpoint, and he's made it to the next chapter in this reality that we're in. And that's just me being an optimist. Give me 1 second, yo. That's police in front of us. Yeah, smooth sailing, seriously. That's the Williamsburg Bridge above us. This is the Manhattan Bridge above us. Bridge to the right of us. I don't know if you noticed, I almost never use the brakes. I just downshift. I'm in third gear, dropping into second gear. And it's an automatic with that ability. It's a CVT transmission, so you have to be very careful with the CVTs. So I like to drop it into manual when I make these turns. Stay off the brake. Now we're on the Brooklyn Bridge. It's 41 degrees in New York. Black Friday 2021. And the time is 8:43 Eastern Standard Time. Of course. And I turned my head to the right, I was able to see the Williamsburg Bridge. I turned my head to the left, I could see the Manhattan Bridge. I'm not gonna make this. Now that was a great run. I touched the brake about 3 times. All the way from, where did I start this? Nyack. So from Nyack to Brooklyn. How many minutes? 41 minutes. Touched the brake 3 times. I just kept downshifting, you know, dropping down to 5, 4, 3. Hit the turns at 3, sometimes 2 if I want to slow it really down. It worked out well. You ought to appreciate it. If anybody's seen this shirt, it's my 4th time wearing this shirt since I've had it. Boom. Look at that. See, Pat Lynch thinks he's this guy. Well, Tasha Jordan, you're appreciated for that. I am here enjoying an evening cafe. I cannot believe Frosty the Snowman is airing this evening on the television on display for the last 100 years. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Frosty the Snowman is playing on your television for 100 years. Have no fear, they haven't canceled him yet. Frosty the Snowman hasn't gotten canceled yet. Yeah, I'm gonna let this guy go ahead of me, go in front of me. The Forerunner. I think I'm gonna say goodnight. You all have been appreciated. Riding with me from Nyack to Brooklyn. Wow. That's big of you. You are appreciated. Don't forget the Cash App. $ Elvis Rosenberg, and that's BRUG. What? BERG. I'm going crazy. Forgive me, y'all. What happened? You know what it is? I'm trying to set up another account that says Elvis Rosenberg with the BURG instead of the BERG. To have two, because so many people keep trying to send it to me using the U instead of the E. So that's what I meant to say. You are appreciated. Thank you for checking out this small channel on YouTube. Express yourself with the value system. I'm going to go listen to Mo Facts now. I suggest you listen to Mo Facts too. Having a little sparkling water. You are appreciated. I say that already. You know what you're waiting for. I love you.